Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the U.S. debt clock here and what it all means. So if you notice, take a look at U.S. federal tax revenue. It's going down. Income tax revenue going down. Payroll tax revenue going down. Total state revenue going down. Total local revenue going down. Corporate tax revenue going down. Tariff tax revenue going down. The state debt is increasing. Debt per citizen is high. Local debt is increasing. Federal spending has been increasing. Total debt to GDP ratio is in debt 148%. That's almost 150% increase. Okay? When we look here at the actual GDP, it's increasing, right? So that's great. Except it means absolutely nothing if you cannot sell it. Look at household assets, it's dropping. U.S. total national assets, it's dropping. But meanwhile, Social Security liability is increasing debt. Medicare liability is increasing. U.S. unfunded liabilities is increasing. Liability per citizen, 464,107. It just is crazy. It makes no actual sense. So huge changes coming. The United States economy is failing. It's been going downhill for a very long time, but nothing as fast as it is today. And I do believe that has a lot to do with coronavirus. Because it's just not the United States. You look at the world debt on some of the major countries today: USA, China, Japan, Germany, the UK, France, India, Italy, Brazil. All is sparked by the coronavirus. Complete debt. All right, so if you think China is like, yeah, they're winning here and they got a strong economy, they do not. They're 50% public debt to GDP ratio. All right, so the whole world economy, we're watching it collapse in real time. So what is one way that the president can recover from this? Because right now we're just printing money. We're printing money at an accelerated speed, and there's no in course to that. Pretty soon, the American people are going to realize that the dollar that we're receiving is not worth anything. When you look at it, look how much silver has increased. $3,748 per ounce. Okay? Look at gold per ounce, $31,000 per ounce of gold. It is crazy. Dollar to crypto ratio. It's insane that cryptocurrency right now is worth more than $1 with the United States government. One American dollar. It is just absolutely insane. So, how do you recover from something like this? Interestingly enough, not too many people have heard of the National Economic Security and Recovery Act that was suggested in the early 1990s, I believe, according here to Wikipedia. And what it is claimed that the proposal is it would completely replace the income tax with a national sales tax, abolish compound interest on secured loans, and return to a bimetallic currency like gold and silver. And this would result in 0% inflation and a more stable economy. And we were looking at this in the 1990s. The economy then was completely crashing. Now, there's a conspiracy theory behind this, and this is mainly what the Wikipedia article talks about. It is not necessarily how great the act is for the American people. or exactly what it proposes, but more about, oh, it's just this huge conspiracy. And what I'm talking about this is because it was supposedly implemented on 10 a.m. September 11th, 2001. Now, a lot of people say that this was never signed or never introduced before Congress. However, according to Goodwin's website, here, the bill languished in Congress before finally being passed by a secret session of March 2000 and signed by President Bill Clinton. It's claimed that the new law was to be implemented again September 11th, 2001 at 10 a.m. But the computers were destroyed on the second floor of one of the World Trade Center towers in New York during the terrorist attacks. And this is where it gets into the conspiracy, saying that it was all because President George Bush was in opposition to this being passed, and goes into the conspiracy theory of how he orchestrated the September 11th attacks and the Iraq War as distractions from the National Economic Security and Recovery Act from becoming public. And there was a gag order put into place that was punishable under death for anyone that would discuss this bill being approved by Congress, any official or any private source. So that's why a lot of it has never come to forefront. However, if these allegations are true, then that means that the law has already been approved by Congress, and it just needs the sitting president to sign it into law. So it makes a lot of sense when you talk about the national debt clock increasing, and the president, current President Trump, doesn't really care, or doesn't seem that it's a big issue, right? The fact that we just had a $1 trillion stimulus check pushed to the American people, and they're talking about another one that could be more than $3 trillion. Obviously we don't have that kind of money in the Treasury, and we barely have that in our federal tax revenue. So how are we going to do that without completely bankrupting the United States economy? Well, the only way to do it is to completely sign this bill into law and completely wipe out all personal debt, so I completely cancel all personal debts, abolish the Internal Revenue Service, in which they would be able to declare world peace, and would also require new presidential and congressional elections. Goodwin often claimed that Bush officials were attempting to hack into this individual's website to bring it down, preventing her from actually publicizing the law. So there's a lot behind this theory, this conspiracy that really would start to make sense when you look at the larger world scale right now and just seeing what is going on. And it's my personal belief that all this debt, especially from the world standard, has all been provoked by the coronavirus. What better way to implement a new world currency, for example, than tank the world economy? And a lot of individuals out there think that the coronavirus is a false flag event, preemptive to something much larger. So it'd be interesting. Just keep an eye on this. Keep your eyes open. Do your own research, and you'll see that there is something much larger working behind the scenes than we realize. And I'll keep on this, and I'll post another video sometime soon in the future, and keep a look out for that. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and end this video here because I wanted to keep it at least under 10 minutes. Alright, thanks.